Compilation of Education. Also Beacus of the new achievement. 100 subscribers. Our channel is attracting more viewers now. Let us start the Compilation of Education.
The Rainforest Safari. Lesson outline. Rainforest. A lush and vibrant world. Rainforest diversity. Layers of rainforest. Welcome to the rainforest. Find all the animals in the image. Today, you'll be able to describe a rainforest. Name the plants found. In a rainforest, name the animals that live. In a rainforest, did you know? The Amazon rainforest is the largest rainforest in the world, a lush and vibrant world. Rainforest. It has dense and lush vegetation. It receives a lot of rain throughout the year. It is home to diverse plants and animals. Layers of the rainforest. Emergent. Hosts the tallest trees and flying animals. Understory. Is home to smaller trees and plants with large leaves. Canopy. Has dense branches and leaves. Forest floor. Is where you can find decomposing fallen leaves and matter. Which animals should be in which habitat? Rainforest diversity. Plants. Tall trees like giant sequoias and oak trees. Colorful orchids. Ferns and medicinal plants. Rainforest diversity. Animals. Colorful birds like macaws and toucans. Insects like bugs, butterflies, and spiders. Rainforest diversity. Animals. Mammals like monkeys and deer. Reptiles like snakes, frogs, and lizards. Plants. Animals. Summary. Rainforest. Plants. Animals. Rainforest is home to various plants such as sequoias, oak, ferns, orchids, and medicinal plants. Rainforest has many incredible animals such as macaws, toucans, monkeys, snakes, chameleons, and insects. It is a dense and lush forest that receive a lot of rain. Plants, animals. Summary. Rainforest. Plants, animals. Rainforest is home to various plants such as sequoias, oak, ferns, orchids, and medicinal plants. Rainforest has many incredible animals such as macaws, toucans, monkeys, snakes, chameleons, and insects. It is a dense and lush forest that receive a lot of
Art
rain.
History 101. Let's learn about art history. Here are some key art movements we will be looking at. Prehistoric art. 2.5 million years ago. Ancient art. 6000 BC. 600 AD. Renaissance. 1300 AD. 1600 AD. Baroque. 1625 AD. 1700 AD. Romanticism. 1780 AD. 1830 AD. Realism. 1850 AD. 1900 AD. Art movements. Give background knowledge on different artworks and artists in history. Impressionism. 1860 AD. 1900 AD. Modernism. 1860 AD. 1970 AD. Contemporary. 1950 AD. Now. Prehistoric art. Time period. 2.5 million years ago. Art in this age consisted of cave paintings, patterns, and carvings. People and animals were often depicted. Ancient art. Time period. 6000 BC, 600 AD. These artworks were created in civilized societies in Mesopotamia, Greece, Egypt, Rome, and early Chinese dynasties. Renaissance. Time period. 1300 AD, 1600 AD. Context. Renaissance translates to rebirth. This saw the re-emergence of traditional concepts and techniques. Key artists: Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael. Portrait of Ginevra Benci, Leonardo da Vinci, 1474 to 1478. Baroque. Time period. 1625 AD, 1700 AD. Context. Starting in Europe, the Baroque art movement saw the use of drama, tension, and exaggerated movement in artworks. Baroque translates from the Portuguese word barroco, meaning irregular pearl or stone. Key artists: Rembrandt, Caravaggio, Johannes Vermeer. Self-portrait with beret and turned-up collar, Rembrandt, 1659. Romanticism. Time period: 1780 AD, 1830 AD. Context: Romanticism artworks saw high references to nature, emotion, and the individual. This art movement was a response to the Industrial Revolution. Key artists: Eugene Delacroix, Caspar David Friedrich, J.M.W. Turner. Arabs skirmishing in the mountains, Eugene Delacroix, 1863. Realism. Time period: 1850 AD, 1900 AD. Context: as a reaction to Romanticism. Realism saw artists paint everyday, natural life. These artists painted things as they were. Key artists: Gustave Courbet, Jean-François Millet, Edouard Manet. The Drinkers, Honoré Daumier, 1861. Impressionism. Time period: 1860 AD to 1900 AD. Context: Impressionism art is all about painting. En plein air, to paint outdoors. Impressionist artists captured everyday life in the form of people and landscapes. The Impressionists rebelled against art traditions and embraced creating artworks from the world they lived in. Key artists: Claude Monet, Edgar Degas, Camille Pissarro. Woman with a Parasol, Madame Monet and her son, Claude Monet, 1875. Modernism. Time period: 1860 AD, 1970 AD. Context: Modernism encompassed many art movements including Surrealism, Cubism, Futurism, and Expressionism. Modernist artists wanted to break the norm and challenge traditions in art. Key artists: Umberto Boccioni, Pablo Picasso, Salvador Dali. Unique forms of continuity in space: Umberto Boccioni, 1913, cast 1950. Still life: Roger de la Fresnaye, 1920. Contemporary. Time period: 1950 AD, now. Context: Contemporary art is often a reflection of the past, present, and future. Contemporary art encompasses many mediums, such as painting, drawing, sculpture, textiles, installation photography, video, and performance art. Key artists: Damien Hirst, Yayoi Kusama, Jeff Koons. Nationalities around the world. Teacher Estemama. What we will cover: definition of nationality and ethnicity, common stereotypes and misconceptions about nationalities, examples of nationalities and their respective flags. Introduction to nationalities. Nationality refers to the country where a person is born, holds citizenship, or has a strong cultural connection. Explore the world's diverse cultures. Nationalities in Europe. Europe is a diverse continent with over 50 different countries. Each country has its own unique culture, language, and traditions. Some common nationalities in Europe include French, German, Spanish, Italian, and British. Nationalities in Asia. Asia is the world's largest and most populous continent. It is home to a diverse range of nationalities, including Chinese, Indian, Japanese, Korean, and many more. Each nationality has its own unique culture, traditions, and customs. Nationalities in North America. The United States has a diverse population with no official language or national ethnicity. Canada recognizes both English and French as official languages and has a significant indigenous population. Mexico recognizes Spanish as the official language and has a diverse population with significant indigenous and mixed race groups. South America. The majority of South Americans are of mestizo, indigenous, or European descent. Brazil is the most populous country in South America, and its people are called Brazilians. Spanish is the official language of most South American countries, except for Brazil, where Portuguese is the official language. Australia and Oceania. There are over 1,000 different languages spoken in Oceania. The indigenous people of Australia are called Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. New Zealand has 3 official languages: English, Maori, and New Zealand Sign Language. Conclusion. Learning about different nationalities and cultures helps us to understand and appreciate diversity. Let's celebrate our differences and similarities. Thank you for learning about nationalities with Esteem Atomic Theory Science Lesson. Agenda: 1. Solid sphere model, 2. Plum pudding model, 3. Nuclear model, 4. Planetary mode, 5. Quantum model. Atomic theory timeline: 1803. Solid sphere. John Dalton. Atoms are dense and solid, with no internal structure or subatomic particles considered. 1897. Plum pudding. J.J. Thomson. Atoms are described as uniform, positively charged spheres with electrons embedded within them, similar to raisins in a pudding. 1911. Nuclear. Ernest Rutherford. Atom consists of a small, dense, positively charged nucleus at the center, with electrons orbiting around it, similar to planets orbiting around the Sun. 1913. Planetary. Niels Bohr. Electrons move in quantized, discrete energy levels around the nucleus and emit or absorb energy when transitioning between levels. 1920s. Quantum. Erwin Schrödinger. Electrons do not have definite orbits, but are described by wave functions that represent probability distributions of their locations. British chemist and physicist. Proposed the solid sphere model in the early 19th century. John Dalton. 1766 to 1844. Shifted from philosophical ideas to scientific theory. First atomic model based on experimental evidence and quantitative observations. Paved the way for the development of modern atomic theories. Solid sphere model. According to this theory, atoms are tiny balls that can't be broken and are all made of the same material. This theory helped explain how different chemicals mix together and what makes them different. Atomic theory. 1803. Couldn't explain differences in atomic mass within an element, isotopes. Didn't account for the presence of subatomic particles like protons, neutrons, and electrons. Couldn't explain the behavior of atoms in chemical reactions. Limitations. J.J. Thomson. 1856 to 1940. English physicist known for his work on the nature of electrons. Proposed the plum pudding model in the late 19th century. Discovered electrons as distinct particles. Shifted understanding from indivisible atom to subatomic particles. Paved the way for further exploration of atomic structure. Solid sphere model. According to this theory, atoms are tiny balls that can't be broken and are all made of the same material. This theory helped explain how different chemicals mix together and what makes them different. Atomic theory. 1803. Couldn't explain differences in atomic mass within an element, isotopes. Didn't account for the presence of subatomic particles like protons, neutrons, and electrons. Couldn't explain the behavior of atoms in chemical reactions. Limitations. Ernest Rutherford. 1871 to 1937. New Zealand-born physicist known for his contributions to nuclear physics. Introduced the nuclear model in the early 20th century. First model to propose a central, massive nucleus. Explained the behavior of positively charged alpha particles in the gold foil experiment. Laid the groundwork for understanding atomic structure and radioactivity. Atomic theory. 1911. Nuclear model. According to this theory, atoms have a nucleus with a positive charge and most of the mass, surrounded by electrons that orbit like planets. It explains why particles can pass through or bounce off atoms, and is the basis of our current understanding of atomic structure. Didn't explain the stability of the nucleus against electrostatic repulsion. Lacked details about electron orbits and energy levels. Didn't incorporate the principles of quantum mechanics. Limitations. Niels Bohr. 1885 to 1962. Danish physicist known for his pioneering work in atomic structure. Proposed the planetary model in the early 20th century. Explained atomic spectra with precision. Introduced the concept of quantized energy levels. Bridged classical physics with emerging quantum mechanics.
Wardier, Inc. Artificial Intelligence.
Home. About. Contact.
Shaping the Future. Start slide. Introduction. What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is a field of science concerned with building computers and machines that can reason, learn, and act in such a way that would normally require human intelligence or that involves data whose scale exceeds what humans can analyze. History of AI.
From concept to reality.
From concept to reality. Mastering the idea to implementation process. Turning ideas into reality involves a structured approach. Define your goal, break it into smaller tasks, create a plan, and take consistent steps towards implementation. Adapt and iterate as needed, learning from challenges along the way. Introduction. Understanding the categories. Categories refer to sets of objects, or events or abstract entities, in the world. Such sets are of interest to psychologists because people think about them and use them in a variety of cognitive processes. We refer to the mental representations of these sets as concepts. A category is a set of objects that can be treated as equivalent in some way. For example, consider the following categories: trucks, wireless devices, weddings, psychopaths, and trout. Although the objects in a given category are different from one another, they have many commonalities. Our ability to understand and navigate these categories makes it easy to find what we're looking for more efficiently. Similarly, we store words in our brain using categories. Networks of meaning link concepts with shared features. Natural language processing. AI understanding human language. It leverages phonetic information, which is the study of the sounds humans can produce in a language. Thus, by analyzing the acoustic features of speech recognition models can identify individual phonemes, basic units of sound, and map them to corresponding letters, words, and meaning under context. In an educational context, AI can assist learners by breaking down complex figurative language into more understandable forms, offering explanations and examples. Natural language processing, NLP, is a subfield of computer science and artificial intelligence, AI, that uses machine learning to enable computers to understand and communicate with human language. Natural language processing, NLP, helps AI machines process, analyze, and interpret large amounts of human language data and pick out general language trends. The ability to interpret body language often depends on the observer's perception, gender, and cultural background, making it difficult for AI algorithms to navigate through such ambiguity. Body language also often involves subtle and subconscious cues. Machine learning.
The core of AI.
Supervised learning is an approach that's defined by its use of labeled datasets. These datasets are designed to train or supervise algorithms into classifying data or predicting outcomes accurately. Using labeled inputs and outputs, the model can measure its accuracy and learn over time. Machine learning. 01. Supervised. Unsupervised learning in artificial intelligence is a type of machine learning that learns from data without human supervision. Unlike supervised learning, unsupervised machine learning models are given unlabeled data and allowed to discover patterns and insights without any explicit guidance or instruction. 02. Unsupervised. A machine learning, ML, technique that trains software to make decisions to achieve the most optimal results. It mimics the trial and error learning process that humans use to achieve their goals. 03. Reinforcement learning. Computer vision. Teaching machines to see. Machine learning, ML, is a field of study in artificial intelligence concerned with the development and study of statistical algorithms that can learn from data and generalize to unseen data and thus perform tasks without explicit instructions. Advances in the field of deep learning have allowed neural networks to surpass many previous approaches in performance. 2. How AI interprets visual data. They use existing digital images and deep learning models or artificial neural networks to teach computers how to accurately identify and classify objects or make decisions based on what they see during image processing. AI meets the physical world. Perception is also the first stage in many of the artificial intelligence, AI, sensory models. The algorithms convert the data gathered from the world into a raw model of what is being perceived. The next stage is building a larger understanding of the perceived world, a stage sometimes called cognition. 5-minute speech on artificial intelligence, AI. Dear friends, imagine a world where machines can think, learn, and make decisions independently. This is the promise of artificial intelligence, or AI, a field of technology that is not only transforming industries but reshaping our daily lives. Transforming daily experiences. AI in everyday life. Smart home technology, also often referred to as home automation or domotics from the Latin word domus, meaning home, provides homeowners security, comfort, convenience, and energy efficiency by letting them control smart devices, often using a smart home app on their smartphone or another network device. Smart homes. Acting as a first point of contact for callers, dealing with emails and phone calls by responding, passing on messages, or highlighting them for their manager's attention. Managing diaries and organizing meetings and appointments, often controlling access to the manager/executive. Personal assistance. AI in healthcare. Revolutionizing medical science. Predictive analytics, powered by AI, allows healthcare providers to anticipate patient needs, forecast disease progression, and reduce hospital readmissions. By analyzing patient history, genetic data, and other health markers, AI can predict which patients are at high risk of developing certain conditions. One of the downsides of AI is the absence of an emotional bond between the health professional and the patient. The harmonious doctor-patient relationship plays a vital role in the attainment of treatment and healing, thus is considered a keystone of care. Challenges to address. Ethical concerns in AI refers to the involuntary loss of employment due to various factors such as economic downturns, technological advancements, company restructuring, or offshoring. Displaced workers often face challenges in finding new employment, especially if their skills are no longer in demand.
1.
Job displacement. Accountability is an essential concept in corporate finance. It is defined as an entity's actions to take responsibility for their actions. This can range from accounting for financial discrepancies, conduct toward employees, financial mismanagement, or losing shareholder confidence.
2.
Accountability issues. Accountability is an essential concept in corporate finance. It is defined as an entity's actions to take responsibility for their actions. This can range from accounting for financial discrepancies, conduct toward employees, financial mismanagement, or losing shareholder confidence. AI in business. Driving efficiency and innovation. The manufacturing and distribution industry is undergoing a transformative shift towards automation and digital technologies to enhance efficiency and remain competitive in a globalized marketplace. The future of AI. What lies ahead? Moravec's paradox is the observation in the fields of artificial intelligence and robotics that, contrary to traditional assumptions, reasoning requires very little computation, but sensory-motor and perception skills require enormous computational resources. Transforming daily experiences. Opportunities and responsibilities. A role refers to an individual's job title or position within a team or company, such as project manager, team leader, or software developer. Responsibilities, on the other hand, encompass the specific tasks, duties, and deliverables associated with a particular role. An occasion or situation that makes it possible to do something that you want to do or have to do, or the possibility of doing something. Everyone will have an opportunity to comment. I was never given the opportunity of going to college. Plus to infinitive, the exhibition is a unique opportunity to see her later work. Thank you for attention. Artificial Intelligence Presentation. Stay Mama Education. Education for Kids channel.
Subscribe.
Comment below. Like and share.
Math quiz. Teacher Estimama's class. Question 1. 20 plus 18? Is it A, 38, or B, 40, or C, 39? Answer 1 was 20 plus 18 is 38. Question 2. 43 plus 30 equals? Is it A, 73, or B, 72, or C, 81? Answer 2. 43 plus 30 is 73. Question 3. 13 plus 12 equals? Is it A, 20, or B, 23, or C, 25? Question 4. 22 to 14 equals? Is it A, 10, or B, 8, or C, 12? Answer 4. 22 to 14 is B, 8. Question 5. 6 plus 10 equals? Is it A, 12, or B, 10, or C16? Answer 05. 6 plus 10 is C16. Great job! Teacher Esteema's class. Scale properties in the solar system. Science, Earth and space. Lesson outline. The solar system. The size and distances of the planets orbiting the sun. Let's dive into space. Have you ever wondered how big Earth is compared to other planets? How big is the sun that its gravity can hold the objects in its system together? How far are the planets from each other? Learning outcomes. Know the sizes of the objects in the solar system. Understand the distance of the planets from the sun. Create a scale model of the sun and the planets in the system. The solar system consists of planets, moons, comets, asteroids, and other objects that orbit around the sun. The solar system, the planet we live on called Earth, is in the solar system. There are 7 other major planets that orbit around the sun: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. The size and distances of the planets. Look at this data. Imagine how large our universe is. Planet radius distance from the sun. Mercury, 2,440 kilometers, 57.9 million kilometers. Venus, 6,052 kilometers, 108.2 million kilometers. Earth, 6,371 kilometers, 149.6 million kilometers. Mars, 3,390 kilometers, 227.9 million kilometers. Jupiter, 69,911 kilometers, 778.3 million kilometers. Saturn, 58,232 kilometers, 1,427.0 million kilometers. Uranus, 25,362 kilometers, 2,871.0 million kilometers. Neptune, 24,622 kilometers, 4,497.1 million kilometers. Let's visualize. Materials: cardboard, measuring device, tape, planet, and sun cutouts. Using the data on the previous slide, create a scaled model of the distances of the planets in the solar system. Indicate the scale used. The distances should be proportional to the actual size. After creating a model, each group will have 10 minutes to share their work in class. Let's recall. What is the order of the 8 planets in the solar system according to its proximity to the sun? About how far is the Earth from the sun? Let's continue learning with Esteema. Study the properties of the planets to answer this question. What might happen if the Earth is too far from the sun?
Elements of poetry. The 12 elements of poetry include structure, form, speaker, sound devices, figurative language, rhyme, meter, theme, tone, mood, syntax, and diction. What is the significance of diction as an element of poetry? Diction is the poet's use of language, word choice, and syntax. Introduction. Poetry is a form of literary expression characterized by its use of language to evoke emotions, create vivid imagery, and convey complex ideas through carefully crafted and structured verses or lines. Poetry has a rich historical significance that spans across cultures and time periods. Many poets have used their craft to comment on and critique political and social issues of their time. Its enduring appeal lies in its ability to capture the essence of human experience and emotion. Imagery. Imagery in poetry is a powerful literary device that involves the use of vivid and descriptive language to create sensory experiences for the reader. It's a way for poets to paint pictures with words, appealing to the reader's senses and emotions. Imagery is a key element in poetry because it allows readers to connect with the text on a deeper level by visualizing, hearing, smelling, tasting, or feeling the sensations described in the poem. By engaging multiple senses, imagery allows readers to connect with the poem on a personal level. Figurative language. Figurative language adds depth to a poem by allowing for multiple layers of interpretation. Metaphors and symbols, for example, can represent more than one idea simultaneously, inviting readers to explore different facets of the poem's meaning. Figurative language can draw attention to a poem's central themes or messages by emphasizing specific elements or comparisons. It can make the underlying message more memorable and impactful. Figurative language allows poets to escape literal expressions and create unique, original descriptions and narratives.
Rhyme.
Rhyme is the similarity or correspondence of sounds in the final stressed syllables and sometimes preceding unstressed syllables of two or more words. These words are typically found at the end of lines in a poem, but they can also appear within lines. Rhyme establishes connections between words and ideas, enhancing the overall cohesion of the poem. Rhyme also reinforces the thematic and emotional elements of the poem. Rhythm. Rhythm in poetry refers to the pattern of stressed and unstressed syllables in a line of verse. It's like the heartbeat or pulse of the poem, and it is created through metrical patterns. Common meters include iambic pentameter and trochaic tetrameter. Rhythm conveys emotions and moods through the cadence and flow of words. Rhythm also helps structure the poem, providing a sense of order and organization. Sound devices. Sound devices enhance the auditory dimension of poetry, allowing readers to appreciate the musicality of language and the emotional resonance that arises from the interplay of sound and meaning. Common sound devices used in poetry include alliteration, repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words, assonance, repetition of vowel sounds within words, consonants, repetition of consonant sounds within words, and onomatopoeia, words that mimic sounds. These devices add depth and texture to the poem, making it a multisensory experience. Tone and mood. Tone refers to the author's attitude or emotional stance toward the subject matter or audience of the poem. It can be conveyed through the poet's choice of words, phrasing, and style. Mood refers to the emotional atmosphere or ambience created by the poem. It represents the feelings and emotions the poem evokes in the reader. Mood is a product of tone, imagery, and subject matter. Symbolism. Symbolism is a literary device where an object, person, place, action, or word is used to represent a deeper or abstract meaning beyond its literal definition. For example, the phoenix is a mythical bird that is said to rise from its own ashes, symbolizing rebirth and renewal. Symbols can evoke emotions, convey themes, or add layers of complexity to a poem. By using familiar symbols in creative ways, poets can add layers of complexity to their work, inviting readers to explore and connect with the poem on a profound level. Theme. The element of theme in poetry is a fundamental aspect that contributes to the poem's meaning and overall message. A theme in poetry represents the central idea or insight that the poet wishes to convey to the reader. It is the underlying concept or subject matter explored throughout the poem. The theme provides a unifying focus, and poets use it to explore and communicate a wide array of human experiences, emotions, and truths. Activities. Choose a poem and examine the use of imagery and figurative language, e.g., metaphor, simile, personification. Discuss how these devices enhance the reader's sensory experience and understanding of the poem's themes. Write a short poem, 10 to 15 lines, on a theme of your choice. Incorporate at least one sound device, e.g., rhyme, alliteration, assonance, and one figurative language device, e.g., metaphor, simile, into your poem. Thank you for listening to Estima. 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 Business. Presentation. About our
Company.
From my research, I've learned that your company is a leader in industry/sector, known for its commitment to specific value or initiative. I'm particularly impressed by your recent efforts to mention recent achievement or initiative, which aligns with my own passion for relevant interest or skill. A company description is an overview of the company's plan, vision, and relationships. These documents typically include the company's name, business structure, mission statement, and an overview of the target market. A good company description is clear and concise. A company's summary might include your mission statement, goals, target market, products, and services, as well as how it stands out from competitors. About our Business. Include all possible impacts in your business description. Include the basics of your business, such as the origin, name, location, business structure, management, number of employees, and hours of operation. It can also be helpful to categorize your business in a specific industry to provide context for the reader. Talk about the problem that the business is solving. For example, if you have a cupcake business, you might say, "You know how hard it is to find good cupcakes in this area?" Then you might say, "I started a cupcake business in this area to solve that problem." This establishes a true purpose for your business. About our creativity. Definition. Etymology. The English word creativity comes from the Latin terms creare, meaning to create, and facere, meaning to make. Its derivational suffixes also come from Latin. The word create appeared in English as early as the 14th century, notably in Chaucer's The Parson's Tale. 1. To indicate divine creation. 2. The modern meaning of creativity in reference to human creation did not emerge until after the Age of Enlightenment. Temper incident, ut labor et dolor. In a summary of scientific research into creativity, psychology professor Michael Mumford wrote, "We seem to have reached a general agreement that creativity involves the production of novel, useful products." 3. In psychologist Robert Sternberg's words, creativity produces something original and worthwhile. 4. About our
Target.
Target is notable for its focus on upscale, trend-forward merchandise at lower costs. Its stores typically sell general merchandise, including clothing, household goods, electronics, toys, and more, as well as groceries. Its name and logo refer to the center of a shooting target, and its canine mascot is named Bullseye. About our
Goal.
happiness. Often the most sought-after goal, this involves finding joy and contentment in small moments and major events. Success. For some, this might mean career advancement, while for others, it could be about personal achievements or even overcoming challenges. Mission. To empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. The statement above is an example of a mission statement that provides a broad enough scale of scope to explain what the company does, and it is also inspirational and aspirational. Vision. The dictionary defines vision as an act or power of anticipating which will or may come to be. Vision gives direction and a glimpse over our life to make our goals and purpose become a reality. In order to understand where we want ourselves to be in life, we must have a clear vision over our life. We mark our client area. If you pay to get your dog groomed, you are a client of the dog groomer, and so is your pooch. If you shop at a certain store or use the services of a particular business, then you are a client of that store or business. If you want to go into acting, for example, you'll need to become a client of a talent agent. Businesses that primarily provide professional services such as financial planning tend to use the term client base, while businesses that primarily provide products tend to use the term customers. For example, a financial planner's client base would consist of all the people who have signed up to have their money. Know our basis product. The basic product is the physical or tangible form of the product that delivers the core benefit. It includes the basic features and functionalities that enable the product to fulfill its core purpose. In the case of a car, the basic product includes the engine, wheels, seats, and other essential components that make it capable of transportation. While developing the basic product, it's important to focus on quality and functionality. The product should be designed and manufactured in a way that it effectively delivers the core benefit and meets the basic expectations of the customers. Any compromise on the basic product can significantly impact the overall value of the product and its acceptance in the market. The expected product refers to the attributes and conditions that the customers usually expect when they purchase a product. These expectations are often influenced by the market standards, competitors' offerings, and the customer's past experiences. For a car, the expected product may include a comfortable interior, good fuel efficiency, reliable performance, and so on. Meeting the expectations of the customers is crucial for the success of a product. It not only ensures customer satisfaction but also helps in building a positive brand image. Therefore, businesses should constantly monitor the market trends and customer feedback to understand the expectations and make necessary adjustments to their products. Augmented product. The augmented product includes additional features or services that exceed the customer's expectations and differentiate the product from its competitors. These could be free maintenance services, extended warranty, home delivery, and so on. For a car, the augmented product could include advanced safety features, high-end entertainment system, personalized customer service, and more. About our work menu. Write down adjectives focusing on smell, taste, texture, or the cooking method. Meat can be smoky, spicy, well done, tender, juicy, lean, or aged. Vegetables can range between fresh, earthy, and zesty. Sauces are sweet, sour, bitter, tangy, rich, or fruity. There are 5 principles of meal planning: adequacy, balance, variety, moderation, and nourishment. By adequacy, we mean eating enough to support our bodies through day-to-day activities like school and work, and we're giving ourselves fuel to support physical activity. A menu is a detailed list of options offered to the customer when they come to eat or drink at the restaurant or bar. They offer a wide variety of choices and are priced differently based on the ingredients used, time taken to cook the dishes, or the season and availability of ingredients used. About our sell chart. It provides an overview of sales data over a specific period, allowing you to analyze trends, identify patterns, and make informed decisions. They include axes representing time and sales figures, with time intervals displayed along the horizontal axis and sales values along the vertical axis. Traders use price charts to track and identify historic and real-time price action. Large chart patterns, such as the head and shoulders and double bottom and candlestick patterns, can help traders identify changes in investor sentiment. Here are the most common price chart patterns traders use when trading Forex. About our location. There are 2 ways to describe location in geography: relative and absolute. A relative location is the position of something relative to another landmark. For example, you might say you're 50 miles west of Houston. An absolute location describes a fixed position that never changes, regardless of your current location. Head of our business. A business head is someone who plans and implements strategies to grow a business. They are responsible for their business growth by creating new ideas for their company. Analyze and gather more information about the market status to develop more new customers for the company to grow the overall sale of the business. About our office rules. Keep interactions professional. Even if you have friendships or other personal relationships with your colleagues, it's important to maintain professionalism while at work by limiting physical contact, speaking appropriately, and avoiding personal conversations. Our hardworking worker details. How would I describe a diligent and hard worker? 1 word. Reliable. These are people you can count on all the time. You can take their work and bank on it. They don't miss much, if anything at all. They are observant of company policy and procedure and are constantly looking at ways to improve themselves and others. Thank you. Estimama, once you go to be a subscriber now.
Exploring the Vintage World. Presented by Estimama. Overview. Our exploration. Our journey takes us through the annals of history, where we will discover the origins, evolution, and milestones that define the vintage world. We'll explore the intricate artistry that has left an indelible mark on culture and society. Objectives. Throughout this presentation, we will seek to unravel the mysteries of vintage, shed light on its profound influence on academia, and explore its impact on our contemporary world. Let's embark on this journey together. Vintage history. Historical evolution. In this section, we take a step back in time to explore the fascinating evolution of vintage. Vintage has a rich history that reflects the changing tides of culture, art, and lifestyle over the years. Historical evolution. Key milestones in vintage history. We'll pinpoint pivotal moments and movements that have shaped the vintage world. From the Renaissance to the Roaring Twenties and beyond, these milestones have left an indelible mark on the vintage landscape. Vintage artistry. Timeless creativity. Visual arts. Art forms abound. Academia and trends. Academic influence. This segment explores the profound influence of vintage on academic pursuits and its contemporary trends. Cultural critique. Academics apply a critical lens to vintage culture, critiquing how it is portrayed, celebrated, or sometimes misconstrued. These critiques offer a unique perspective on societal changes. Research insights. Research methods. To uncover the treasures hidden within vintage artifacts, scholars employ a diverse range of research methods. These methods include archival research, material analysis, and technological advancements such as carbon dating and spectroscopy. These tools and techniques help academics to decipher the origins, authenticity, and historical significance of vintage items. By peering beneath the surface, researchers have brought to light hidden stories and cultural contexts that contribute significantly to our comprehension of history and art. Study challenges. Authentic vintage artifacts are scarce and may be dispersed across the globe. Access to primary sources can be challenging, and preservation efforts are hampered by budgetary limitations. Vintage inspiration. Conclusion. 1. In conclusion, our exploration of the vintage world has unveiled its profound influence on history, art, and culture. The journey through the ages has highlighted the enduring appeal of vintage. 2. Vintage has not only inspired but also challenged academics in their pursuit of knowledge. Through dedicated research, we have gained a deeper understanding of the past and its impact on our present. 3. The significance of vintage endures in the realms of fashion, design, and education. Its timeless appeal continues to shape contemporary trends and enrich educational experiences. Q&A session. Thank you. Presented by Mama. Art and History. Mama. Introduction. Art, a visual object or experience consciously created through an expression of skill or imagination. The term art encompasses diverse media such as painting, sculpture, printmaking, drawing, decorative arts, photography, and installation. Art history is an interdisciplinary practice that analyzes the various factors, cultural, political, religious, economic, or artistic, which contribute to visual appearance of a work of art. Art historians employ a number of methods in their research into the ontology and history of objects. The team. Esther Abebio. Presentation Manager. The museum. A museum is a building or institution dedicated to the acquisition, conservation, study, exhibition, and educational interpretation of objects having scientific, historical, cultural, or artistic value. Historical Event 1. The past is the set of all events that occurred before a given point in time. 1. The past is contrasted with and defined by the present and the future. The concept of the past is derived from the linear fashion in which human observers experience time, and is accessed through memory and recollection. Historical Event 2. In addition, human beings have recorded the past since the advent of written language. 2. The first known use of the word past was in the 14th century. It developed as the past participle of the Middle English verb possen, meaning to pass. 3. History, derived from ancient Greek sigma tau omicron rho alpha, historia, inquiry, knowledge acquired by investigation. 1. Is the systematic study and documentation of the past. Historical Event 3. History is an academic discipline which uses a narrative to describe, examine, question, and analyze past events, and investigate their patterns of cause and effect. Thank you.